with my Riman business. So today we're going to be talking about customer acquisition and customer retention. Now, what exactly is customer acquisition? Well, that's just getting a first-time customer. I'm customer driven. I'm product driven because I know that this incredible product is going to help so many people. But what I also know is that once they're a customer and once I walk with them through this process, that is residual income for me moving forward. Now, customer retention means, I want them to stay with me. I want to help them walk through this skincare journey and stay here with me through their skincare journey. So, who is the ideal customer? And, even in a lot of my team meetings, I'll say, look, the ideal customer is everybody. Everybody has skin, right? But truly, that's not the ideal customer. We have to be realistic here. Who is your ideal customer? Your ideal customer is somebody who has a skincare concern or a desired result. They are somebody who is open to learning something new. What's the difference between Korean skincare and Western skincare? There's somebody who wants guidance, not just another product. Look, my demographic, these are women in midlife and older and beyond who are so confused about the beauty industry right now, and they need some extra assistance. Okay, that's the ideal customer for me. Somebody who values quality, consistency, and support. Y'all, I don't know if you remember this, but I have a vivid memory of growing up, and a shoe salesman was a career. And you would walk into the shoe store and you would choose shoes from the display, and the shoe salesman would go get the shoes for you, and then you would sit down and they'd put them on your feet. Remember that? We have customers who want us to walk them through this experience, and they value that. And then the people who are willing to take that next step, being able to recognize that. So, I'm like, okay, I've got to come up with an acronym that helps everybody remember the steps that I'm showing and teaching you today. So what better than the GLOW method? So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the steps that I use in simple form. They start with getting the conversation started. Have to talk to people. That's not new. If you have not told people that you are working with Riman, what are you doing? Like, are you secretly hiding this from people? Why? Listening for the need. That's really key, listening for it. Got to figure out what people need. Offering the solution, and then walking with them, because that's where the retention comes in. So, a funny story. I was here in the MGM, and I walked into one of the stores, and it was a clothing store that had athleisure and all of the really soft clothing. That's what draws me in. My husband's like, why do you always have to walk into a store and like touch all the things? And I said, because I like soft, it has to be comfy, has to be put together, but like I have to love it. And so I walk in, and the clerk, she comes up and she says, how can I help you? And I said, or she says, can I help you? And I said, oh, no, thank you. I'm just browsing. And she says, is there anything in particular that you're looking for? And I said, no, not really. And then she says this, if you did find something that you liked, what would it take for you to take it home? And I went, wait, what? In my head. I didn't say it like that. But then that required a response from me. I had to really think about, what would it take? Well, and my response was this. Well, it has to be comfortable. It has to look put together. And it has to be worth me spending the money on. Now, that gave her a lot of information about me and how to help me further. But it was the question that she asked me that helped me give that response. And that is what's so powerful, because your conversations with people is how you're going to end up helping people move forward. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the G. And G is for getting the conversation started. And it all comes from curiosity. You know, I put these slides together, and sometimes the print for me right now is really tiny. But for you, feel free to screenshot these. You know, sometimes we get stagnant in what to say next. It's like the minute that we talk to people all the time, talk to people about random things. But the minute that we know that we have our business going, it's like our lips are glued shut and we can't think of the next thing to say. And so these ideas are just that. They're ideas of ways that you can carry on your conversation. So, you know, these are simple things. Do you feel like your skin has changed recently? What is one thing that you wish your skincare did better? When I mentioned talking to the middle, whether that be through your personal social media platform, when you're at your luncheon at work, and these are just questions, random questions you can throw out to people, and it gets the conversation going. If you could simplify one part of your routine, what would it be? That simple question. And the response when you listen is going to give you a targeted way of addressing their problem, their skincare, in a way that you can solve it. Okay, so on to the L, listening for the real need. So, you know, it makes complete sense that may I ask what concerns you most about it? That is because people have concerns and needs, which is why they're not biting on the skincare. What concerns you the most about it? And then you get to look at all of the possible responses. Well, it's way too expensive. What that means then is they don't really understand the value of skincare just yet. Okay? Well, I need to think on that. That means they still have a question or concern. What is your concern? Back to the lady in the store here at MGM. Well, what would you need if you were going to walk out of this store? What would be the ideal outfit for you? I already own skincare. I already own some. That means they haven't seen the value yet. They don't want to spend more money on it. You need to have a response for those kinds of answers. And it's all about the value of Riman, okay? That means the before and afters. That means what makes Riman different. That means talking about Ask Base. That means talking about the hero ingredients that no other skincare in the world has. That's where you have to do some background information so that you're equipped with an arsenal of tools that you can respond to each and every reply or response that your customer or potential customer is giving you. Okay, so now that you have listened and you know the issues, now here's where you come back and you offer the right solution. But the concern has to match the solution. So when you get so programmed, systems are so important. I believe systems are so important. But there is a difference between a system and being so robotic that you're truly not answering the concern and the problem. And that's when it comes off icky. You have got to loosen up about how you're responding to these concerns. And you're going to relay them back to your own personal experience. And for those of you who have had lots of experiences at glow-ups and K-pops, you have even more personal experience. Well, I had a customer who this happened to, and these were her results. So Lead with the concern, and then you explain how to use it, that you connect it to the solution. You set realistic expectations. So when somebody reaches out to me and they say, you know, I'm not sure whether to try this skincare, say, what are you not sure about? Well, I'm not sure if it's going to work for my skin. I immediately know my reply. This skincare is so gentle on your skin. I talk about sensitive skin. I talk about all of that. So I already know what I'm going to say when somebody says, I'm not sure, I really have very sensitive skin. Okay, so this is in addition to the O, this is turning your objections into the actual conversations. All right, again, screenshot this because I think this is really, really important. This is the actual conversations that you could potentially have with customers. So hear the objection before you answer it, okay? And when you get really good, you're gonna anticipate the objection so that in that earlier conversation, you've already tackled that. But hear the concern, empathize with their concern without being defensive about it. Make sure that you ask a clarifying question. What do you mean by that? Can you give me more information? And then respond to the actual concern. It's too expensive. Well, I understand. Is your concern the total cost or investing before you know whether you're gonna like it? We can begin with products that address your biggest concern, or you could grab the experience kit, try it for about a month, and then see how it works there, you know? Right? Well, it's way too many steps. Raise your hand if you get that. It's just way too many steps. I understand that. I am so busy myself in the morning, but what would you feel is realistic for you? Like, should we just create a simple starting routine for you that you will actually use? Let's come up with one. That's perfect to get them started. And then your follow-up is adding more steps to the routine. And when they see the results in their skin, well, it's all over from there. You know, getting them to try it. Well, I already have some skincare. So, what do you use? Like, what is your current routine? And like, are you seeing results from it? How do you feel about that? Are you seeing results? We may be able to fill in a gap with a product right now, or perhaps, would you like to try the experience kit for 30 days? Do me a favor. Would you be interested in trying this for 30 days? Push your other skincare to the side. And then I'll check in with you and see what you see, or see if you see any difference, knowing they're going to see a difference. It's gonna happen, right? And then back, let's look at the last one. I need to think about it. That was kind of me in the store at MGM, right? Well, what information would help you feel a little bit more secure about it? That was the clerk. What would happen if you found something, and what would make you want to take it home? That way you can fill in the information. And now we begin walking them through the entire experience. So they have decided, okay, I'm gonna try it. Within 24 hours from me, it's even
in white business
24
suit,
hours, they receive a thank you
and you look
from me.
around and
They
you
also
quietly
receive,
think to yourself,
shipping, that I'm going to be tracking their shipping for them. When their shipping is on the way, I let them know it's on the way. I also explain what happens next. So when you get your product, you're also going to get a video from me applying the products. So that's instantaneous. And then after a week, I'm gonna check back in. How's it going? And I'm gonna see how they're using the products. Are they using them properly? Yeah. And then I'm going to answer any questions. When their order arrives, then I'm going to, again, check in. Your shipment is on the way. And then after 30 days, I'm going to ask for an after photo. Okay, sometimes I get after photos way before 30 days. Look at this. Look at my face. Look at the difference that the skincare is making in my skin. Okay, and I usually ask for a before photo before starting as well. So then I can take that after photo, put them together and send it off and say, look at this. Because sometimes it's not always a visible result that they see my before and afters, they see the before and afters that I have posted, and yet it's not always visible to them because they're staring at their own face each and every day. But the minute that I give them their after and their before, they're like, wait, what? Whoa, look at that difference. So, ongoing, you just want to make sure that you're going to remember their concerns and purchases. You're going to make reordering easy. You're going to show them how to reorder product. And in some cases, just reorder the product for them. Continue providing education, teaching to the middle. You're still doing your thing. That's ongoing. That's consistent. That's daily. Stop hiding that you work with and for Riman. Stop. Tell the world. Okay? Celebrate their progress, and then earn the right to ask for a referral. Do you have somebody that you think could benefit from this skincare? That I could help the same way that I helped you? Don't forget to ask for the referral. That's how your business is going to be built. Okay? So the goal is not to make one sale to as many people as possible. The goal is to create an experience that makes customers want to stay with you, want to reorder with you, and bring somebody else along. And my challenge to each one of you moving forward is that I don't want to be at the top of the customer go-getter list anymore. I want somebody to kick me out of that spot, because a rising tide rises all ships. That means the minute that everybody is getting more customers, Riman is being known as a household name. And that's the most important thing for all of us. Thank you very much.
I need you all to put your hands together for Miss Kimberly Weimer. Show her some love, guys. Show her some love. Oh, come on, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. Look here.